All right, Patriots fans, there's a lot going down in Foxborough, and we need to talk about it. Mandatory minicamp just wrapped, and there's already so much noise surrounding this team. New faces, shifting positions, young talent stepping up. And of course, one big-time statue announcement that's got everyone talking. We're entering a brand new chapter for the New England Patriots, but at the same time, we're still honoring the legacy that built the foundation of this franchise. Let's jump into all of it. So first off, this is no small thing. The Patriots have finally given us a date, and it's happening soon. The greatest quarterback of all time, the one and only Tom Brady, is getting a statue outside Gillette Stadium. It's official. On August 8th, right before the preseason clash with Washington, a bronze statue will be unveiled in honor of the man who transformed the Patriots from a franchise with potential into a dynasty that defined 2 decades of NFL dominance. Whether you loved or hated the Patriots during his time here, you respected what Brady brought to the field. And now that legacy is going to be literally cast in bronze for fans to walk past and remember. Now, some people say it took too long. Others think maybe it's a little early. But honestly, how do you measure the right time for something like this? The guy won 6 Super Bowls in New England. He played 2 decades at the highest level, turned clutch into a personality trait, and built an empire of expectation in Foxborough. If there's anyone who deserves to be immortalized in front of that stadium, it's him. We've seen other players who never even sniffed a ring get statues because of their cultural impact or what they meant to the organization. And Brady, he was the organization for over 20 years. The guy put this team on his back more times than we can count. Seeing the statue go up does feel a little surreal though, doesn't it? For so long, Brady was the heartbeat of the team. From his first start back in 2001 all the way to that incredible comeback in Super Bowl 51, he was the guy. And now we're in this new era. It's a strange feeling looking forward and looking back at the same time. Because let's be real, Brady might be retired, but there's a part of you that still believes he could throw on the pads and lead a game-winning drive today. He just has that timeless quality. The arm might rest, but the image of him locked in during the fourth quarter, that never fades. But while the past is being honored, the future's already moving, with Mike Vrabel stepping in as the new head coach. And with rookie quarterback Drake May ready to take the reins, this team is carving out a new identity. The years since Brady's departure haven't exactly been easy. We had Cam Newton try to carry the torch. Then Mac Jones came in and had flashes of potential, but never fully took that next step. Now it feels different. Now, for the first time, it really feels like the team is building around a young quarterback with long-term upside. Drake May has all the tools, and now he's getting the reps to prove it. And make no mistake, the rest of the roster is reflecting that shift too. We're talking about a team that might roll into the regular season with half its starters being new guys. Whether that's from the draft, free agency, or internal development, and one position group that's already seeing movement is the offensive line. If you caught the updates from camp, you probably heard that Caden Wallace, the Penn State product drafted in the 3rd round last year, is now taking reps at left guard. That's a bit of a curveball, considering he was projected more as a swing tackle who could handle both right and left tackle roles in a pinch. But apparently, the coaching staff sees something different now. And it makes sense when you look at the depth chart. You've got Will Campbell expected to hold it down at left tackle. Morgan Moses seems like the lock at right tackle. Mike Onwenu is slotted in at right guard. And James Ferentz could be the go-to at center. Although rookie Javon Wilson from Georgia might push for that job too. So that left guard spot, it's up for grabs. And Wallace isn't just being tossed. In there for the sake of experimentation. Mike Vrabel specifically called him out on day one, put his name out there in front of the team, and you can feel that kind of coach-to-player challenge brewing. It sets the tone for the whole position group. Now, let's talk about the ripple effects of that. We just had a veteran announce his retirement, one of those guys who had been a starter at OTAs, and that decision clears the way for younger talent to step in. Cole Strange has been filling in, and Wallace making the shift inside gives them more flexibility as they shape the line. For someone like Wallace, who already had that tackle to guard projection by some scouts coming into the draft, this might actually fast track his path to a starting role. Then you look further down the depth chart and see some familiar names starting to fade out of the mix. Guys like Chasen Hines and Yadni Kajuste, who've been part of the rotation in years past, might find themselves battling just to make the final 53-man roster this time around. And the Patriots have a history of giving undrafted players a real shot. Someone like Jack Conley, a 6'7" rookie, might not be a household name yet, but with that frame and some good reps, he could absolutely fight his way onto the roster. And we haven't even touched on the wide receivers yet. This is where things get even more interesting, especially with Josh McDaniels back running the offense. Pop Douglas, who led the team in receiving yards last season, is starting to look like he could be the centerpiece of this passing attack. A lot of people were questioning whether he fits into McDaniels' system, which has always relied heavily on slot receivers, but honestly, that's where Pop thrives. He's quick, he's shifty, and he's been Drake May's favorite target throughout minicamp. That chemistry is already forming, and it's going to be huge for both of them if it continues into training camp. Now, Stefon Diggs isn't in the building yet, and that's obviously going to shake things up when he arrives. But the rapport between Pop and May is already visible, and with Kyle Williams stretching the field vertically, that opens up more underneath routes for Pop to feast on. Think about what McDaniels has done in the past with guys like Wes Welker and Julian Edelman. Pop could absolutely thrive in that mode, especially if defenses are focused on containing Diggs over the top. Another name that's been getting attention is the undrafted rookie from Eastern Washington, Andrew Chisholm. The guy broke all of Cup's records in college, and even though he's still adjusting to the pro level, he's got the tools to make an impact. Will he start right away? Probably not, but can he crack the 53 and be a contributor? Absolutely. The Patriots love finding value in overlooked players, and Chisholm fits that mold to a T. But don't let the buzz around Chisholm distract from the reality. Pop Douglas is still the top guy in this group right now. He's the one running crisp routes, making plays in space, and building timing with the quarterback. And in a system like McDaniels, where timing and trust are everything, that kind of chemistry matters. This isn't just about talent, it's about fit. And right now, Pop is fitting in perfectly. And look, we all know McDaniels loves to get creative, especially when it comes to the backfield. That's another area we're seeing some really intriguing developments. At minicamp, there were several formations where speedbacks like Trevion Henderson and Antonio Gibson were lining up alongside Ramondre Stevenson. Not just rotating in, but on the field at the same time. That tells you McDaniels is cooking something up. You don't run those looks in June unless you're planning to install them as part of the offense. Having multiple backs out there keeps defenses honest. Is it a run? Is it a pass? Is there a screen coming? You're forcing defenders to stay on their heels, and that opens up all kinds of opportunities. We've seen this before. McDaniels has always liked to use backs creatively, whether it's through motion, wheel routes, or even direct snaps. And don't forget, Kyle Williams was a quarterback in high school. There's potential here for some gadget plays if McDaniels decides to dip into that part of the playbook. Now, one name that's been a bit quiet is Lan Larison, the UDFA out of UC Davis. The guy was a highlight machine in college, but so far it seems like Henderson, Gibson, and Stevenson are locking in those top 3 spots. That doesn't mean Larison's out of the picture, but it does mean he's got an uphill climb if he wants to make the roster. And then there's Brock Lampy. If you haven't seen this dude, just look him up. Built like a tank, straight up fullback, prototype. And with McDaniels back in the building, you know he's going to want a traditional fullback in his system. Lampy might not get a ton of touches, but his role in blocking and special teams could be the key to securing his spot. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Foxborough may be in for a long season if recent whispers surrounding rookie offensive lineman Will Campbell are to be believed. While nothing is official, sources close to the situation suggest that Campbell is quietly expressing serious concerns over the Patriots' current roster and overall competitiveness. The young lineman, known for his physicality and strong leadership at LSU, is said to be alarmed by what he perceives as a lack of cohesion and firepower on the team. Though Campbell has remained publicly professional, insiders say he's privately voiced fears that New England could be heading into one of its most challenging seasons in recent memory. The Patriots, once synonymous with dominance under the Belichick-Brady era, are clearly in a transitional phase. With an uncertain quarterback situation and a roster in flux, it's not entirely surprising that a driven rookie might feel uneasy. Campbell, who was drafted to bring grit and protection to the offensive front, reportedly expected to be joining a rebuilding team, but perhaps not one struggling at such a fundamental level. Some close to the situation describe him as shocked by the apparent lack of intensity during off-season workouts and suggest he's already worried about how the team will stack up against the AFC East's rising powers. Of course, in the world of the NFL, skepticism is common among rookies adjusting to the pro level, and early concerns don't always translate to long-term outcomes. Still, if Campbell's unease is as genuine as rumored, it could be an early indicator of deeper issues within the Patriots locker room. Whether this is just rookie nerves or the beginning of broader unrest, only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the buzz around Foxborough is anything but quiet. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.